All right, what's up, guys? We on here? Give y'all a few seconds to come along. Let's see where we at. Got a couple people coming in. What's up, guys? Today we're gonna talk about fishing, like we always do. Where's my face? Y'all want to see my face? Maybe not. Probably not. Let's go back to the map. But yeah. So did a little preparation today, so I kind of know what I'm gonna talk about beforehand. I finally got out and went fishing. Got out on the water. Uh, did my thing at the Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club Championship on Saturday. Ended up being a really good day. Most people that fished caught some good fish. The sight fishing was absolutely incredible. The redfish were doing some really cool stuff and cooperating. So everybody really caught. Everybody did well with the reds. And people also caught trout. What up, guys? What up, James, Sean, Charles, Wash? Yo, can y'all hear me go all right? No echoes, no weird stuff going on. But yeah, so yeah, we like peak fishing season right now. What's up, Deputy? We got like a yo train going on. But yeah, we have like peak fishing season right now, like up until like Thanksgiving, week after Thanksgiving, that's when things start to go downhill. But right now, no, I just missed out on a plaque for the wall. What up, Emil? But yeah, coming up on Thanksgiving, it's great time to fish. We're still ahead of those real hard cold fronts that we're gonna get coming. And yeah, it's the time to get out there if you get some time around the holiday, Thanksgiving, this weekend, whenever you can get out. The weather's perfect right now. Not too cold, not too hot. So yeah, y'all need to get out there and go catch some fish right now. So um, I've been kind of keeping tabs on what's been going on. I haven't been going out there that much firsthand, but like off the bank, I've been hearing a lot of good reports off the bank. My buddy Joe, he's been my buddy Joe, he's been doing well off at the shell pile back in the back of Mishu back there, catching trout on plastics and and live shrimp. I also got a good report from Jim Mathis. He said people have been fishing on the Highway 11 bridge. So this is a little sleeper spot right now. The Highway 11 bridge has been closed for like a year now. I don't even know how long it's been. But nobody really tells you anything. You can walk out there and fish off the bridge itself. So you don't even need a boat to fish the bridge right now. Um, this is prime time to go out there and fish the lake right now when we're not getting those hard north winds. We're getting southeast winds or east winds when it's nice and calm. Like the last few days, like it's been, it's a good time to go out there on the lake and fish. So yeah, if you can do that, probably live shrimp would be the best ticket to do that. And then finally, where else they've been killing them? Down the road in Grand Isle, on the side of the road, they've been catching some really nice fish, trout, redfish, flounder, a little bit of everything. November is a great month to fish. October, November, late September. That's always the best, three best months to fish down here in Louisiana. At least in my opinion, that's my favorite month. And we always seem to do well like that week around Thanksgiving. That's always a really nice weather week, and the trout are really cooperative. So yeah, that's some options for the bank. Well, you going on a straight bass charter tomorrow in Texas? Is that where you're going for the stripers? All right. So I guess I'm gonna walk y'all through. Yeah, Shell Beach is really good. Pretty much anywhere you go right now is really good. I heard some good reports from Point Shin off the Island Road, fishing off the bank here, and in the kayak as well. So pretty much anywhere you go right now, you're gonna catch fish. The trout are definitely on like well inside the marsh now, and they're gonna be there, throughout the winter into next spring, into the spring. So yeah, it's the time to get out there. It don't seem like there's much of a shortage of trout right now this time of year. People are catching them everywhere and catching good numbers of them. But yeah, so uh, let's go over this tournament. That's what I plan to really focus on this show. I guess I'm gonna walk y'all through like exactly where I fished, what I used, what I did, and if y'all can get out there before the next cold front blows through, I'm pretty sure the fishing is gonna be very similar and remain the same. So you can probably replicate this if you can get out there. Oh, really? It's supposed to be a big thing at PAC this weekend, Deputy? I can't go. I'm be working. I skipped the day last Saturday, so I'm gonna be there. But yeah, so um, Saturday we did the third annual Bayou Coast Championship. We finally had some good weather for the championship. The first year of the championship, that's when we had like the ice and the snow, and it was like 10 degrees outside. Second year, which was last year, we had like a front come through, and we had like it was rainy, and they had to cut the tournament short because we were supposed to get like heavy 30, 40-mile-an-hour winds like around midday. So yeah, so last year we did the championship. It was like real rainy and soggy, and we only got to fish like half the day. So this year, the forecast was looking good. It was a little windy in the morning, a little cold, in the 40s. But as the day went on, the wind died down and the sun came out, and it got really nice outside, and made for some real good fishing weather. And the bag showed it. The stringers that everybody brought in really showed that the conditions were really nice, and the fish cooperated. So it was nice to have a championship where you could actually show off your skills and catch a heavy bag. So yeah, so we had decent weather. I didn't really do much prep for this tournament. I didn't do any pre-fishing for it. Most of the online scouting and the research that I did was done last Wednesday when I was on here messing around talking to y'all, just kind of looking around the map and scouting. I After I got off the live last Wednesday, I stayed on the Google Earth and did a little scouting, and I had kind of formulated a plan um, that I would either uh, they allowed you to drag your kayak and launch on this side of the road. So I had made a plan that I was either going to launch on this side of the road and head up towards these dams where I know that it's kind of a known spot where people catch fish. These are some deeper channels. They have these. You can kind of see how the water's flowing here. Maybe on an older picture you'll be able to see it better. And if I move my face out the way, let's see. Let's move over here. There we go. So you can kind of see where those dams are or were. So that makes good structure. The fish like to hang on those structures right there. So yeah, I was gonna head up there, or my other plan was to my other plan, which what I ended up doing was I was gonna head. Well, I ended up kind of doing was I was gonna head out this way. There's some area right here. This marsh right here is nice. It's got a good mix of deeper water, moving water channel right here. A lot of broken marsh for red fishing. and it's not that far from the launch. So I was gonna head out this way and kind of make my way in this general direction. So yeah, so tournament morning, I didn't really have any inside info, no pre-fishing, no experience. So uh, recent experience, and my really general knowledge, my overall knowledge of this area is not that great. I don't fish down in Leeville that often. I hadn't been there since January for Middleman's Challenge, so I just kind of went blind. I decided to take the easy route, launch at the launch, and just do the shotgun launch with everybody else. I didn't really have any expectations for this tournament, which is odd. I usually take them pretty seriously, and I usually put a lot of effort and time and stuff into them. But this tournament, I kind of just took it easy. I just said I would go fishing and be open-minded on the day and just see what I could do. So we launched at 5:30, hit the canal. I'm pedaling the kayak. There's a handful of guys who went the same direction, maybe 5 or 6 guys. And then we kind of separated after like the first 20 minutes, maybe. So I was pedaling out this way, and the wind was kind of heavy. We had like 20-mile-an-hour wind. So I decided that once I got to like this little area right here, I decided rather than cross all this open water and fight the open water, I would just shoot up and fish this little area right here and just kind of keep it simple and try to maximize my time since I didn't do any pre-fishing. I had no idea if there were fish on this side. I figured if there were fish on this side, there would be just as many fish right here. So I maximized my time and decided not to go as far away from the launch, which kind of paid off. It really did pay off. Um, so I made it to this little patch right here, and I started working a top water, trying to catch some trout, fishing like some of these points and where this water was flowing through. Wasn't having any success doing that, so I switched to a popping cork, and I probably popped the cork. I guess this was probably like 2 hours or so. It was probably like um, up until like 8 o'clock. I popped the cork. I didn't see any action, any activity, any bait, nothing like that. So I just kept moving, kept working around, just looking for anything. Kind of like I was pre-fishing, just scouting, figuring out the area. I hadn't really fished this area before, so I didn't need water channels or anything like that. I knew that they had to have something around here. So maybe once the sun came really well, it's probably 7. I started to see some birds flying on this shoreline here. I was on this shoreline. I could see the birds flying, so I said, "Oh, let's go towards the birds." That's like the um, only activity I had seen all morning. I didn't see any mullets, any bait, any activity. So I went over to the birds, started popping the cork, and almost immediately, I think, I was somewhere up in here. I cut through this little channel right here, I think, and I popped out like right up in here. Birds were diving along this edge right here. So I popping the cork along this edge, and I started picking up some smaller trout in the started picking up some smaller trout under these birds, 12, 13-inch trout. A couple throwbacks mixed in, but it was better than nothing. I was actually pretty happy with catching something because I was starting to get down on myself after a couple hours of nothing. So yeah, popping a cork, maybe like what, foot and a half, 2 foot under the cork, and I could feel that there was like a lot of oysters along this shoreline right here. So I kind of stuck my pole down in there, and you could feel a lot of oysters. So I guess those fish were sitting on top of oysters and picking off shrimp. It looked like the birds were picking up. But yeah, my cork was set about 2 feet, 1.5 foot, and I just used a little small, what was it, quarter-ounce jig head with a chartreuse, not chartreuse, lemon head matrix shad. That's the thing I'm looking for. Yeah, so I just popped the cork, caught those little trout there. Um, but then the bite kind of died. It slowed off. I got disinterested and kind of wanted to see what else was out there. So I looked across this lake and there were some birds diving over here. So I had the bright idea that I would paddle across the lake and fish this shoreline. But by the time I got over there, the birds were gone, caught nothing. And so I said, what I did was I gave myself, I decided that I was going to give up on trout. that I go red fishing. So made my way through this side, went back up into this pond and kind of worked this shoreline around here. And I think that's where I was. This all looks different. Yeah, so I made my way along the shorelines, working these ponds, caught nothing, red fishing, staying up looking. There was no action, no activity. And no action, no activity. So it was getting pretty I was getting pretty desperate, but it was still really early. It was maybe 9 o'clock, pretty early. And I just worked my way along this whole shoreline thinking eventually I would see a fish, and I saw nothing. So made it out this way, came out, and I decided that I would go back to where I had caught those few fish. I wasn't that far away, so made it back over here before 10:30. I had given myself like a couple hours to try to catch some reds, but it just wasn't happening. It was everything was dead. I think the water temperature was still pretty cool by that, at that time, and nothing was really active. Nothing was really out and chasing. Those trout had like an early morning run, but other than that, it wasn't very wasn't very much activity going on, especially I guess in this area where I was at. It just was kind of dead. So made it back over at shoreline where I caught the trout. Started popping the cork again. Picked up maybe two more trout. I don't know. I kind of lost count, but yeah, I probably picked up like two more and a couple more throwbacks. So I continued to fish that area. Um, just kind of bouncing around, hitting these different points, and like just exploring, just trying to figure out what was going on and where to go. And I think I found myself fishing along here, and I was getting like a steady, consistent trout. Most of them were small, but yeah, just steadily working that cork, picking up a little one here and there. And my alarm went off 10:30, so I spent a decent amount of time just bouncing around here. Kind of wasted a lot of time, but around that time when my alarm went off, I started to see some shoreline activity. The reds got more active, and I started to notice that they were active. So that's when I changed gears again. I probably had 4 trout in the box that were decent. I needed to catch 10 total, but I switched gears to go red fishing. So I kind of stayed in the same area I was in. I came around this bend and made it into this pocket, and I see like some little shrimp popping, some swirls. So I cast in here, and I guess it was smaller, like 20-inch red. But after I caught that red, confidence flowing, pumping, and I felt like I was on the right track. And little bit, I kind of was. It was like a turning point. Once I saw this red right here on this shoreline, and I started red fishing, that's when my day kind of turned and everything started working out for me. So yeah, I saw a little activity back in this pocket. I kind of blind cast back in there and caught that 20-inch red. So I got it in the boat, unhooked, put it on the stringer, um, got everything situated. I stood up, and that's blowing me like just right parallel along this shore. And as I stood up, I probably drifted maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and I looked along the shoreline, and there was another red cruising right there, fixed in front of that one. Bam! He jumped on it immediately. This one was slightly bigger, maybe 22 inches. Still not a tournament fish like I needed, but it just that confidence boost that it gave me just to catch a few fish and have some success. Um, really prepared me through this next little stretch right here. So once I got those two, I knew that the redfish bite was going to be the redfish were active, and I knew that they were out. So I really dedicated that next. I set an alarm for I set that alarm for like 12:30 because we had up until 3 p.m. and that was the cutoff time. So I set alarm for 12:30 and said I'm going to take these next few hours and I'm going to catch the 2 biggest redfish I catch. I'm not going to stop until 12:30 if I can't upgrade. I mean, if I uh if I don't have like big slot fish. So yeah, so I made it through here. So then I just kept working the shorelines, and kind of just led me into yeah, I guess I just followed this shoreline, and it led me into this pocket right here. And right here, this is where like all the magic happened. So I got into this pocket after this shoreline, and once I got to this point right here, I stood up, and there were like literally like 6 or 8 reds, and I could just point them all. They were all kind of like just spread out through the whole area, and they didn't move when I stood up. Like usually you come into an area, you stand up, they all just scatter, and you just see, like clouds of dust going everywhere. But for some reason, these fish were just stuck there. I guess the water was cool, and they were comfortable, and not really worried about anything. But yeah, there was probably one here, maybe 4 or 5 heads, and I just took time and I picked out the biggest one, pitched on it, and he ate it immediately. Got that one in the boat, and it's probably like a 25-inch red. It's a nice upgrade from the two that I had, and so at that point I was really getting happy. I saw fish. I was in the area. I knew there was some fish in the area. So, um, yeah, I caught that 25. And at that point, the adrenaline started going. I'm upbeat, I'm confident. And so yeah, I'm in there and I'm just letting the wind die down. It was really nice and calm in these areas. It was perfect depth, maybe a foot and a half, just enough where the fish were comfortable cruising around and they weren't too skittish. I was able to just kind of float along with the wind, but I was still able to see the fish and get a good cast on them. So yeah, as I drifted through here, I picked up another two, just drifting between this stretch right here, and I think I got up here and I saw a really nice one, but this one was real spooky. I don't know why. As soon as I cast it, he spooked off and cast it at him a few more times. He wouldn't eat. But that was a really nice fish. So that got my blood pumping even more at that point. I was like, man, I missed the big one. If I would have caught that big one, I had a chance at this tournament because I already had a 25-incher in the boat. 25 is pretty decent. You want one that's like 25 to 26 and a half inches. That's a perfect fly red for a tournament. 25 kind of on the smaller side. So yeah, I missed the one here, but my confidence was high, so I didn't get too down on myself. I just kept fishing, and I think once I got like off this point, I caught my first really perfect fish of the day. It was like a 26 1/4 inch fish right off of this point. Just doing the same thing that the other ones were doing. He was sitting there, and you could just clear as day, just sitting there. Pitched the lure home, and he immediately just inhaled it. Um, I knew he was big when I saw him in the water, and then once I got him on side the boat, I really started freaking out because he was he was perfect. And so yeah, once I got him in the boat, I let out a few expletives, and got him in the cooler, and I was feeling good about myself. 25-inch red, 26-inch red. So I knew that was going to be a solid showing for redfish. But like I said, I gave myself a hard rule, and I stuck to that plan that I was going to fish for reds until 12:30 until I felt like I couldn't, or until I felt like I couldn't upgrade anymore. So I continued working my way down. I made this whole loop. After I caught the big one, I made this whole loop, and I caught a couple more smaller ones, like back up in this area. Um, I let the first two go that I had back in this area, so there are at least two more redfish right here if you want to go check it out. But yeah, I let that fish go. I let those two smaller ones go, the first two I caught, and I continued to. I made another lap through there to go look for that first big one that I spooked, but he was gone. So then I kind of made my way out this way, and I made my way around this point. And when I got to this point, this when some really, this when I got lucky. I found this point all the way around. I got to this point right here, and there was a school of reds that I spooked. I didn't really see what they were, but then I could see there was like some nice action going on back in this little pocket back here. So um, I just took my time, and the fish were busting along this shoreline and on this point right here. So I took my time and got back in there, kind of situated myself right here, and I stood up. And as I stood up, I could see two fish. Is the cursor showing? But yeah, I can see two fish. What's going on here? I was doing administrative duties in here. Charles is cool though. What's going on? But yeah, I stood up. Can y'all see the cursor? Because I can't see the cursor. Huh, I don't know. We'll see. We'll continue. But as I stood up on this little cut right here, I saw two fish cruising along that far shoreline, and I took it was kind of a long cast, so I cast on them, and I cast a little bad, and I cast like so as the fish was cruising along, I cast maybe like right here, like dead middle of the fish, kind of off to the side of him. But he saw it and he turned on it and he nosed down on it, and as he nosed down on it, I set the hook just like a second too soon, and when I set the hook, the lure came shooting back at me and it wrapped around my tip, and I was pissed. I was like, man, that was the fish I needed. Uh, it probably wasn't an upgrade over the first 25 inch I caught. So I mean, I was upset, but I still had after I set the hook that fish spooked off, and then there was another one right with it. There was two of them cruising along the bank. The lead one hit the lure, and I missed them. The one that was trailing the one that was trailing just kind of stayed on its course. So I was trying to hurry up and reel in and get my line untangled and get that second one. And as I was untangling my line, fooling with everything, I looked down and it's just like perfect slot, 27-inch fish. I don't know. I couldn't really tell exactly at that point. My eyes were not hadn't really been trained or nothing recently, but this fish was long. It looked like it was like almost right there, perfect. So he was cruising like literally like maybe 8 feet in front of me, right off the bow of the boat. So I knew that if I made like a sudden move, he was gonna spook and be gone forever. So like as I see this fish, I'm watching the fish. I'm trying to untangle the braid off the tip of my pole, as I'm untangling it, the fish is kind of moving kind of fast too. So as I'm untangling, he went from like my right side, crossed my bow, and now he's starting to leave me. So I'm untangling, I'm hurrying up as fast as I can without making too many sudden movements. So I get it untangled, reel my rod in, get it right in casting range, pitch it, and it was perfect. It was like better than I could have ever planned it. This fish jumps on it, wham, and it takes off and starts taking drag. So then at that point, I'm like, man, this fish is over. It's 30 inches. I waste my time. I should have pitched at the other fish that I saw, but I fought it in, got it in, and it ended up being an 8.1 something, 8.14 pound, like 26.5 inch slot. So he made it perfect. It was like a perfect fish. Um, I think it was the third biggest fish that was weighed. But, so yeah, so I got lucky and I caught that fish. So yeah, I had at that point I got really excited. I had two really nice slot fish. I said, man, I got a chance at this thing. So I just needed to go and finish my trout limit, which is usually not a problem. Usually I catch trout like in my sleep. I could put a Miradine on and catch a dozen trout, especially in November. What's going like really? So I hurry up and back to where I started, popping the cork. And I was catching maybe one fish here, one fish there. I didn't know what to I didn't know what to really get on a good bite. So I really grounded out. I probably went over there probably about 11:15, 11:30. Fished the rest of the time trying to catch some decent trout, but most of them were like 13, 14 inches. But I ended up putting out my stringer, so I have 10 trout and my two really nice reds. I headed into launch. I weighed in. I ended up weighing. Oh man, I thought I had the thing open. I ended up weighing 20, 23, 24 pounds and 4 pounds and something ounces. I can't really exactly remember, but I ended up coming in sixth place. So a lot better than I thought I was do going in. What I was going to do going in blind. those two big reds really helped me though, because my trout were not big enough at all. Um, I think fifth place. Hold on, I downloaded this on my phone. I think. Hold up. I got the results on my phone. I don't feel like looking it all up on the computer. That's gonna take too long. Download. There we go. I got the exact weights and placements. But shout out to uh shout out to Terry and Brian fam. The two brothers, they came 1 and 2. Brian, he ended up with 36 pounds, 54 ounces or something like that, or 36.54. I don't know how they do it, but 36 pounds, which is a huge stringer for 10 trout, 2 reds. He had some really nice trout. His heaviest trout was a 3.47 pound trout. So that's a really nice trout, especially in tournament on tournament day out of kayak. And all his trout were like 19, 20, 21 inches. So they had a really good day wherever they fished at. And then his brother Terry came in second. He had 5.8 pounds. So those guys, they killed it. They were like neck and neck right there. Um, third place is Kalen Johnson. He had the big red, which was 8.75 pounds, and he had a 28-pound bag. So he was he had that nice red fish that anchored his bag. And then fourth place, Jonathan Carter. He had a nice stringer, 27 pounds. Fifth place, Sean Rastanzis. He also won Angler of the Year, so he had a really good day. He had 24.93 pounds. And then I came in sixth place with 24.14 pounds. I was this close. They paid 5 places in this tournament, so I was this close to cashing a check, less than a pound. Yeah, deputy. They had some really nice trout, and it wasn't just like one big trout. They had like both of them had two nice stringers of trout that were all 20-inch fish. Really nice fish. I think they were able to get a from talking to them. They said they were able to get a good bite going on Miradine on those suspended baits. You know how I love those suspended baits. They catch big fish, but I just couldn't do it. I don't know what was going on with me that day. I think a little more preaching and just having a feel for the bite would have helped me get it. What the hell? But yeah, if I could have put the cork down, I think I might have did all right. But that's the only way I could catch a trout. What else had? Who else was up there? Seventh place was John Van Noy, 23.8 pounds. Eighth, Mark Delat with 23.78. Ninth, Esteban Gill, 21.98. And then 10th was Steve Lassar with 21.65. So you had to get 20 pounds to get into the top 10. 21 pounds, which is really good. To the years prior when everybody really struggled. So yeah, hopefully we can have good results like that, good stringers. Everybody I talked to at the weigh-in said that the sight fishing was just incredible. The red fishing was incredible, and I could attest. I caught those fish in like I probably caught 5 or 6 reds in like under an hour, um, and it was incredible. Like, two big nice slots, and I saw a couple more. I talked to some other guys who said they caught double digit, 20, 15, 20. So yeah, if you can get down there this year, probably make fun hits. A couple guys who had caught limited trout. They had better trout outings, and I talked to those guys. They said I don't know exactly where they went. You'll do well on the trout. I'm done. For killing it. 35 pounds, 36 pounds. That's insane for a 2-fish stringer. Dream stringer. That's like as good as it could get. But yeah, I kind of figured that 30 pounds would take about 30 pounds to win. And with 37 pounds to win though. So but yeah, that's awesome. And I was probably like 2 per race. Yeah, anybody still in here? Y'all, did I bore everybody and run everybody off? What y'all want to talk? What was deputy? I saw you had asked a question. So it sounds like they have an event going on this Saturday at Point of Shin at the kayak rental. Seems like it's like the reopening or whatever. Sounds like that should be pretty cool. And the fishing should be. My computer really lagging. It's really jumpy. All right, yeah. So I got some old videos. November 19th. You can check out the older videos. See what one previous from the shoreline off the Highway 11. When I hear the truck train doing the normal thing the normal fall. This is probably this year. Man, my computer is really lagging. That was an awesome tournament. You go down. I'm not doing it. Wi-Fi. Yeah, I almost had the championship belt. Maybe next year I'll put the championship belt like right there. Yeah, if y'all guys go up here, say 20 speaking 20 this stringer, these fish. When you're fishing those voodoos I usually only fish voodoos under a cork, but when you're fishing it under the cork, you gotta pop the cork and really give it some action. You gotta really the fish give them the switch. It's the time for jerk baits. Late fall is a little easier to catch up. Or get into time it's all good still, but you gotta your presentation down a lot. You have to use more of those suspending jerk baits. And baits that have like a really slow fall rate. Right now, like the jerk baits are really good. I think they're really good imitators of shrimp, fleeing shrimp. Because when you pop that jerk bait, it gives that flash, and then it just sits there, kind of like what a shrimp does when it's swimming through the water. So I think that's why the fish really gravitate to it this time of year. Yeah, Charles. Though with those voodoos, you gotta put it under that cork, and you gotta really pop the cork. Maybe just do like an action where you pop it, reel in your slack, and pop it again. Like really, just keep it in almost constant motion. You want to kind of imagine that when you pop it, it falls down. And then once it gets back down to the bottom of the slack in your line, you want to pop it up again so that it can fall again in the water column. That's basically what I'm doing with the cork in the voodoo or whatever I'm using. Yeah, Miradine is a good slow suspending lure for winter. If fishing, you probably fish deep water that you fishing for specs. So you want to just go with just a tight line presentation. You don't want to cork. So anything feet water like suspended. Even like 8 feet of water, suspended are especially more oriented. The fish be more oriented to the bottom of the water column. At that, unless they're really chasing feet or one night they from the bottom of the water. I mean, there's nothing wrong with fishing on the bottom. Fishing on the bottom, whatever it takes to catch fish. But yeah, like if you got the voodoo shrimp, if you're catching fish on the bottom with live shrimp on the Carolina, put the voodoo on the and work it like that. and see if you can get some activity or some bites. Just do what you're comfortable with. Like that's the key to fishing for me. And then when like they're really committing suicide, that's when you branch out and get out of your comfort zone, build some confidence in some other techniques and lures. And just freeze. Oh, I think my computer just crashed. My Google just crashed. Like I said earlier, it all depends on where you're fishing, what type of area you're fishing, the depth of the water on that Carolina. I mean, that's a lot more fish, small fish. And a nice big Carolina that sea over years. I like Carolina. You want to try this? Ring up Carolina and work it the same way you work the last shrimp. Drag on the bottom, pop up real high sometimes, and let it fall, and see if you can just get the hang of that. That's you're comfortable with, or just try to get and fish those areas that you have success with. Just really comfortable with using plastic. This idea of how do you get the ladder? Man, why am I? All right, guys. I think my computer is about to blow up. Like everything has come to us. Oh, that's why maybe. Again, my stuff gonna start working again. Maybe not. All right, everything is frozen. I'm trying to go. Y'all have a good night. I'm gonna do something. Trying to keep my head above water. We've been whoa, my computer is crashing. Yeah, just been trying to keep my head above water and get some time to go out there and go fishing. With the time change, it's getting dark early. I haven't had time to really hit the water. I did that tournament. That kind of got my little fishing bug. So I got plans. I just need to find the time to do it.